So you will see a login page similar to this. So you will you will input with a username and password. So once this is done, we will click login. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So now the login is done. So the next thing is to select the appropriate function. So let me navigate to GL. So I'll click here. Okay, I will just drag down and I'll select GL module. Okay, so this is general ledger vision operations. So here we have
Teacher.
journals and under this we have enter. So if I click this, so this will open a Java form. So we should accept this pop-up thing, whatever it is showing. So once we have accepted it, it will open this form. Yeah, so now we will have something like this. So we will close all this thing and we will navigate whichever we need. So let's say I don't know the navigation. So I can say Control L and from there I can select the desired function. Yeah, fine. Or any doubt or anything?
No,
Okay. Yeah, so any doubt on yesterday's session?
no, sir. Yesterday is not. But I don't have how to open this problem. Have it on.
Sorry, your voice is breaking.
Sir, you are saying that just now. Yes,
Mm.
you don't have a problem. You just solve it.
I'm hearing you half actually. Can you repeat once again?
Yeah, I'll just summarize. Hello.
Yeah, yes.
Sir, yesterday topic I understand. No worries.
Okay. Okay, so we are good with that. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. So we will move with the next thing. So probably I'll start with the user creation and the responsibility and the other things. So I'll just give a brief introduction on this part because we have subcomponents to it. So I'll explain on each one of it. So to start with, so basically if you see here, so I'll basically break down into pieces and probably I'll explain each one of it. So we have responsibility. So we saw yesterday that we cannot directly access any functions directly from the menus or any other component. But instead, what we will do is that we will attach this responsibility. So under this responsibility, we will have set of what do you call the menus and the reports and the functionalities. Okay. So let me query a simple responsibility that we were using yesterday. Okay, let me take this one. So basically, this is only for inquiry. Okay. So here we can see that application name. So application name is nothing but module. So module is what we saw that we have five modules in finance, and this is one of the module that is general ledger. Okay. So now we have the responsibility name and responsibility key. So this is our naming convention. So whatever we wanted to give, so we can give it here. And then we have effective date. So unless we give it on the correct date, so let's say I don't want this responsibility to be used before 1st of January because that is my inception date. So I cannot give it earlier to that. So I should make sure the effective dates. And also if I want to close this particular responsibility, so I will give the end date, that is 2. In 2, I will say, let's say today's date. I'll close this responsibility from today. So whichever user this responsibility has been assigned, he will not be able to see or access it. Okay. And then we have available forms. So this is basically for Oracle application. So we have three different platforms. So one is Oracle application, which we are seeing it right now. And then we have self-service. So self-service, we can say in HRMS, we have a lot of self-service modules. But if we take EBS, I mean financial products, basically we will not have much of an self-service except a few cases like the expense management and the procurement self-service. So these are the self-service that we have. So the model which we are configuring is not self-service. So I'll say Oracle application. Okay, and also we don't have the feature to use it in mobile. So I'll not check this one also, mobile application. So our configuration should be based out on Oracle applications. Okay, and then we have the data group. So data group is nothing but a kind of an classification or the categorization. So it is always standard. So basically, we will not customize or do any change in this group. So it is always standard unless we have multiple currencies involved in it and we wanted to capture as part of it. Okay, so it is very rare, like 1 or 2% might be possible, but mostly it is standard. And application, similar to this one, the earlier configuration, we will give application name as general ledger. Okay. So now we have menus. So menus will be created in the separate place. I'll show after this part. I will show that in detail because we have menus, submenus, functions, and the other thing. So I'll take it there. So for now, menu is nothing but it is kind of a feature where it will enable us to access certain options inside the system. So let's say in GL, I have 10 different functions. So I can inquire any balance, or I can run the report, or I can set up the report, or I can do any configurations and I can enter the journals, I can enter the budgets. Let's take this sets case. So I don't want to give all the sets functions to any one user. So I wanted to split it out and give it to different users. So what I will do is that I'll create a different set of responsibilities and I will customize this menu. I'll say that this particular responsibility will have only access to 2 or 3 menus. And apart from those things, I will segregate and create it for different responsibility and attach it to the respective user. So this way, I will control my usability and in terms of restriction and the more of an control and the security. Okay. So this we will see it in detail. So for now, this is menu. Menu is nothing but it will allow us to enter or do any transaction in the system based on the given access. Okay. And then we have the request group. So request group is nothing but our a concurrent program. So what is concurrent program is that it is kind of an report wherein if you see Tally or the other system, basically we will have set of reports like in supplier register or something like that. So similarly, we have reports here as well. So let's say now, so here we have two things. So one is standard report and another one is custom report. So in order to restrict or control this standard report, we have an option in request group wherein we can add any reports that we wanted to have. And again, the custom report, whatever we have created it. So basically, if we want to see this custom report in our application, or to any specified user. So we will have to attach this custom report in the given request group. So unless we add it here, we will not be able to see it there in the application, or we will not be able to access it basically. Okay. So similarly, we will give the application name as well here. Okay. And then we have certain options here. So we have exclusions and we have excluded items. So excluded items and the security attributes and other things are optional, and the menu exclusion is the one which we will use frequently, because what will happen is that, so let's say I wanted to have only two functions out of eight function. So instead of customizing the entire what do you call the entire this thing, the entire menu, what I'll do is that I'll just remove one specific functionality. So here I have functions and I have menus. So menus here is nothing but the submenus. It is not the actual menu that we are attaching it here. Okay. So now let's say I wanted to remove any specific function. So I can specify here. Let's say I don't want to use this budget inquiry for this user. So I will remove this from here, so that if I whatever I'm placing it here, so user will not be able to see that. Okay, so that is what we are saying, menu exclusion. Okay. Yeah, any doubt till now?
Sir, in available form,
Sorry,
which is much better form?
I couldn't follow you.
So in a application available form, the
Uh,
Oracle application why gets better,
hmm.
and which of the most better?
No, it's not better actually. It's like only we can select Oracle application. So at what case we will select self-service and what case we will select mobile application is that, let's say I am into HRMS module. So now I'm configuring the system for the payroll and the other process. So the main payroll will run in the applications, that is Oracle application platform. But whereas the daily entry and the absence and these things can be handled in mobile. So we have a separate mobile application given by Oracle. So Oracle has it by seeded. Okay, so that is based on the licensing and the other things, but still that is standard product. So when we are procuring this particular product, we will have to create a separate responsibility with Oracle mobile application. So that is when this user will be able to access the functionalities inside his own mobile. Okay, so this is part of the configuration. So that is when we will use the mobile application. But as far as financial products are concerned, we will not use mobile application, or we don't have any such platform for finance to access mobile applications, except the what do you call, the expense management. That is also in the latest release, that is 12.2.8. Okay,
Sir,
and
my question to one question only.
sorry.
What is the
Mm.
main purpose of responsibility in the general enterprise organization sector?
What is the purpose of giving? Which one you are saying?
Then in the
Mm.
process of responsibility, what
Mm.
are the main purpose in the organization?
No, unless we give this, I mean, unless we create this responsibility, we will not be able to give anything to the user. So now, if you see, so you have joined this company called ABC. So now, if
Yes,
this
sir.
company has to give you access for anything, let's say you are a GL user, general ledger user.
Yes, I understand, sir.
Yeah, yeah. So to give access, so basically we will have to create this.
I understand, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. Anything else?
And no,
Okay. So yeah. So we'll move on.
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So the next part that I'll explain is probably I'll explain the request. Okay, so this is the report that we will be attaching usually to any GL user. If at all we wanted to give the super user access. So very rare case that if we want to probably restrict the user access, so that is when we will query this particular request group and we will remove these things. Like if I want to remove this particular report, I'll just click here and I'll say delete. So this is the option to delete this particular report. Okay. So the name that we are seeing here is nothing but the name of the report. Okay. So now what I will do is that I will just say the program and I will attach the new report. So that's what I was saying, right? We will have the custom reports created. So it's not that always business will accept whatever report that we have it as a seeded thing. So once we have created the custom report, so what we will do is that we will attach it here. So we have certain process in deploying and the other thing. So that is part of the technical work. So we will not get into there. So basically here what we will do is that we will attach. So they will give us the name. So they will have certain naming convention. So they will give the name of the report that they have created. So we will query here. So what we will do is that we will select this as program. Okay. So after selecting this as program, we will, if we know the entire combination, we can select, we can just enter and press tab. If we do not know the exact name, probably we can select this, click this three dot. And here we can say that, let's say I remember only trial balance out of it. I remember only trial. So what I'll do is that I'll give percentage trial percentage. So I'll get the report, the custom reports here. Okay. So now, apart from that, if you see, we have a few other options also. So, so here we have two things. So one is the individual program, or we have the set also. And the other things, if you see, they have combined all the applications. That is, I can access any application reports using this one request group. So this request group is basically nothing but a collection of reports that is being added into one particular bucket. So this is what we are calling as an request group. So after attaching this to the user, I mean the responsibility, the given user will be able to access the reports, all reports, because we have given access to all the reports. Okay. Yeah. Any doubt or we'll move on? Okay. Okay, fine. So I'll take up 2 minutes to explain this menus. Probably after this we will see the user creation. Okay, so this is our menu. So menu is high level, what do you call, the functionalities, whatever is applicable under this particular option. So if I attach this particular menu, so basically I can attach only this menu. I cannot attach whatever I have attached here in the submenus. So this collection of submenus we call as menus. Okay. So similarly, collection of functions. So we will have list of functions. So this collection of functions we call it as submenus. Okay. So now this is at higher level, the journals, report, encumbrance, and these things. So now let's see, like I want to understand what are the options that is inside this journals and what are the options that is given below this uh, reports. So how do we understand this is that view tree. So this view tree will give us sort of an high level information, kind of an branch and tree. Okay. So we can extend at to the nth level. So if you see here, so we have a GL user. So this is our high level, uh, what do you call, what are the functions that is available inside this particular menu. So we can see that under this menu, we have journals, reports, encumbrance, and the others. Now I want to understand what are the reports that is given under this. So we can see that we can submit a new request, or probably if I want to inquire anything, I have this many options. Okay. So now if you see, so this is one function, the account which we are seeing it. So basically this is account inquiry. Okay. So this is my one of the function. So this is combined and said that this is submenu. And the collection of submenus and adding to it, we are saying this is GL user main menu. So that is the difference. So if at all I want to remove any specific function, so here if you see the journal, so this is one function. So we can see that this is a function, and we can see this is the actual name of the function and this is the display name. So whichever we wanted to take it and attach it there in our responsibility. So after this, I'll show how to exclude it, the menus and the submenus. Okay, so this is how basically it has been configured by Oracle. So basically it's applicable for all other modules as well. So this is similar to it. Like this, we are seeing for only for GL, but for AP also. So the same thing. So we will take the menu from the responsibility, and we will check the view tree, and from there we will get all those details, like what are the main submenus and the what are the functions attached to it, everything we can take from here. And let's say there is a requirement to customize this particular menu, so we can customize by adding this. So there are two ways. So we can include it in the exclude option, or we can create a new menu, that is custom one. Okay. So adding custom one is nothing but this way. So we will say we will give the naming convention for menu, and we will also give naming convention for user menu name, and this will be standard. And here if you see, we are seeing the greater level of submenus. Probably let's say I don't want to have this much level of details. I wanted to have only the inquiry. So what I'll do is that I'll copy the submenu from the tree, and I will attach that, and I will give the prompt name. Okay. So description is just for our identification, so that this is not a mandatory option to give. So the mandatory option is only this one. So either to give the submenu or to give the function. So either one of it we can give it, and based on this we can attach this particular menu to the responsibility. Okay. So now I'll navigate to the responsibility and I'll show there. Okay. So now here we can see that we have menus. Okay, let me take one. Okay, so this is our menu. So we saw that GL user, but this is GL super user. So it's bit of a little customized one. So now we will see the list of options here. So here we can see that we have two things. So one is to exclude the menu or exclude the function. So as we saw that menu is a greater one, and function is a smaller one, wherein we can exclude a small option like entry and the other things. So now we will find the list of functions that is there. So we can see that this is the name that is being given. So we saw there while we are seeing the menus that how to check the function name. Okay, so from there we can copy and we can just paste it here. So let's say I want to avoid or exclude this one function. So I'll just add it here and I'll save this. So that this user, whoever is being attached with this responsibility will not be able to access this one function or the setup. Okay. So now if I remove this, so he will be able to access it. Okay. Yeah. Any doubt in this? Or we can move on? Okay, fine. So we'll move on. So that's what we have it in the responsibility. So the next thing is to see how to create the user and attach the responsibility. Okay, so now we have two things. So one is to create the credentials for the user, and the other one is to giving the access to the user. So first thing, if you see, so let's create an user. Okay, so there are a few other additional informations also that we can input to the system. So two things are mandatory. So one is username and the other one is password. So once this is created, so probably if we want to, let's say I don't want to give all the information. So what I will do is that I'll just give the username password and then directly I'll give the what do you call this one, the responsibility that we created in the earlier setup. Okay. And apart from that, let's say this is an employee. So there are two kind of users to any system basically. So one is this employee user, and the another one is this what do you call the implementation consultant. So we will create access for both of them. So unless we create the access, they will not be able to access anything or configuration or nothing will happen basically. So that is the reason we are creating user credentials for both of them. So in case of IT security manager, or let's say he's the supervisor who manages everything as the senior manager. So for him, we will give the system administrator access. So what is system administrator access is that basically it will give access to all the functions that can be given to any user. So unless we have this sysadmin access, so there are few things that cannot be given to all the users. So as a normal user, I'll be able to give it because I have access to this one. So this is a customized responsibility. So if you see here, so this responsibility, you can see that system administrator vision, but usually it is not system administrator vision. Instead, it is system administration. That's it. Okay. So that is what about the user creation. So now after attaching this, so similarly we will give the effective date and we will attach the responsibility that we created in the earlier setup, and we will give the effective date. Okay. So that's it on the user and responsibility. Any doubt in this, or we can move on? Okay, so we'll move on. Okay, so the next thing that we wanted to see is our profile option. Okay, so basically, what is profile? Yeah,
But you have this, today you have sent me message that you were over the topic and he was JD, foreign currency JD and reversal J visa. Just now, do you have which topic have you
no, we haven't started today's topic basically. So the topic which we saw today is that last week, I mean last class topic actually. So since we ran out of time and we completed earlier, so we kind of rushed it. So that's why I thought of giving an high level information on this. Okay. So both of this, like the user and responsibility and the profile option. So after we complete these two topics, basically we will come to today's this thing. So we will start with manual journal entry, and then we will see the adjustment journal, reversal journal, foreign currency journal, all those things we will see. Okay. Yeah, fine. Okay. Okay, so this is the page that we will attach the profile option. So the reason why we will give profile option is that, or what is profile option is that profile option will make sure that the controls that we have or the access that is being granted to any user for a given responsibility is as per the IT security rule. Okay, so that is the main purpose of having the profile option. So this profile option is based on different parameters. Okay, so here we can see that we have site and then we have the responsibility. So now let me remove these two things. Yeah, I have removed these two things. So let me query with what do you call the responsibility. Okay. So now I'm not giving any profile. So the reason being is that I wanted to see what are the profile option that is being granted to this responsibility. So I don't want to check any specific profile option, but instead I want to see what are the security or access that has been granted to this particular responsibility. So that I can take a report wherein I can see the what are the users that has been assigned with this report. Okay, so for this, what I will do is that I will simply say responsibility and I will remove site and profile with no values and I will say fine. So now I will see the list of profile options that has been attached to this responsibility. So now we can see that these are the the profile options that has been attached. Okay. So here there are a few mandatory profile options that we will have to give. So firstly, we will have to give the GL ledger name. So we created yesterday a ledger. So our ledger is startup PL. So this is a different one. So let us create one responsibility for us. So before that, I'll explain the concept and probably we will see how to configure it. Okay. So we have the GL ledger name. So GL ledger name is nothing but our primary ledger that we created yesterday, that is startup PL. And the second thing that we have is data access set. So what is data access set is that basically it will give access to the ledger. So by default, the seeded functionality is that Oracle will create its own data access set. This will have full access to the ledger. So which we will attach to our responsibility. So that let's say I'm accessing this responsibility, I will have access. Since I will have the full access, I can create any journals, I can query or I can run the report, whatever I want to do I can do, since I have the full access to it. So this will have control in terms of data accessibility. So in case I don't want to give full access to this particular user. So full access in the sense we have read write access. So let's say I don't want to give write access. I want to give only the read access. So what I will do is that I'll create a new data access set and I'll say that this is only for purpose of reading it. I'll not be able to write it. In the sense, I'll be able to see anything, but I'll not be able to enter any transactions, that is enter journals, enter manual journals or foreign currency transactions, anything I will not be able to do it. So this is the purpose of having the data access set. Okay. Any doubt between this, or we can move on? We'll move on. Okay. So the next thing that we have is security profile. So security profile we will see separately. So because before this I will have to explain a few things there. So for now, let's avoid this part. So probably after we create the responsibility part, I'll show the security profile and why we are creating this particular option, that is security profile. Why not leave it open? So what will happen? And what is MOIC? All those things we will see after we create our responsibility and attach it to the user. Okay. Okay, so the next thing that we have is business group, and the business group that we created is Vision Corporation. So we will be using as it is the same thing, and then we have HR user type. So HR user type is nothing but if at all I want to receive any data from payroll, so I will have to attach this there. So this is not a mandatory setup here since we are dealing only with the GL module. But whereas for the accounts payable and accounts receivable, we will have to attach this profile option. So this is part of an mandatory setups. Okay. And then we have operating unit. Okay. So again, we created operating unit yesterday, that is Tata OU1. So we will attach that particular operating unit here. Okay. And then we have the sequence numbering. So sequence numbering is nothing but voucher number. So we have two things here. So not only in GL module, we have it in AP and AR module as well. So what will happen is that let's assume that I have a requirement that I wanted to generate a unique numbering system. So the journal number or the this thing what you call the JV number that is being generated by the system. So this is not an unique sequence numbering. So, or let's say I wanted to create a custom one wherein I have a requirement to create in a different format. So, how do I create it? So, this is what we are calling it as an voucher number generation. So, this voucher number generation is always based on the ledger. Okay. So, I will give here as always used if at all I wanted to use this particular option, sequence number generation. So let's say I don't want to use it, I'll just give it never. Okay. Yeah, so those are the things on the profile options. So now what we will do is that we will see the security profile, what is what, and then we will create the responsibility and we will attach it with our responsibility. So after that, we will start with our today's topic. Okay. So this is the profile option that we were referring to. So here, if you see, we have a few options. So let me create a new security profile here. So let me say Tata profile and we will select our business group. So our business group is Vision Corporation. Okay. And then we have view employee. So here we have an option to restrict it or we can say all. So it is most of the cases it is all because business will not have a requirement to restrict to view the employees because it is not writing option. So it is only the view option. So it is always all the view contingent workers. So contingent worker is nothing but the contract workers. Okay. And then applicants. So these are like basically the HRMS components, the employees, contingent workers, and applicants are nothing but the person who is applying for the job, and the contacts and the other things. So these are like HRMS components. So our finance part comes in when we have the security part. So we have security type. So here, if you see, we have three things. So one is that if we want to have by single operating unit, we can have it. Or let's say I wanted to have based on the organization hierarchy, I can have this as well. Organization hierarchy is nothing but if I have security for one organization, so that will copy down to the other organization as well. So that is the reason of having the hierarchy. Okay. And then we have creating the organization based on the operating unit and the inventory organization. So either way, based on the requirement, basically we can create this thing. So let me select this option that is based on the hierarchy. Okay. So here I can classify what kind of organization that I'm trying to attach it here or trying to create a security for this. Okay. So let me say operating unit, and the operating unit that we created is Tata OU1, I think. Yeah, this is ours. Okay, I think we did not create inventory arc. So let me leave this one. So this will be creating when we move to what do you call this one? Uh, AP module, accounts payable. So for now, I'll just leave it. Just give me a minute. Okay, so we will remove this for now. So we will have this option that is operating unit. So let's say I want to add one more office to this security profile. So can I add it? So we can add it by clicking here. So we will click here and we will add the new office here. So we don't have any restrictions there, so we can add it. Okay, so remaining options are related to HRMS, so I'm not getting into it, like the position, payroll, and the other things. So that's it. We are done with security profiles. Any doubt in this?
Internship security, payroll security, and supply security. Why you have to organize security?
Sorry, why you haven't selected
Security, organization security.
organization security? 1 minute. Which option? Second one you're saying?
No, sir. I
Uh,
have solution that. Why you have choose the organization security? Don't choose as a position security.
uh, I'm not getting exactly where you're pointing actually. Are you saying in between these three, or where exactly is that?
I know, sir.
Uh, no, the question is why are we selecting this specific option? Is that what the question?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So either way we can select because since we have not created the inventory organization, and we do not want to restrict it to any specific what you call the operating unit alone. I'm selecting this option, secure organization by organization hierarchy and organization list, which means I can add any number of list of operating units. But whereas for the second case, if you see, I'll be attaching the single operating unit. I'll not be able to use multiple operating unit. So when I will use multiple operating unit is that when there is a case where manager, this is kind of a regional manager, so he will handle more than two or three offices. So let's take a Big Bazaar case. So there will be a manager who handles T Nagar and Nandana, both the offices. So we cannot select secure organization by single operating unit because it is handled by one person. So in this case, what we will do is that we will select either this case or the third option. So to select this third option, we should have the inventory organization as well because this security is provided by both, that is operating unit and inventory organization. Okay. Okay. So this is what it is. So that is the reason I selected this option so that I'll add this inventory unit or adding more operating unit when we see the accounts payable and the accounts receivable module. Okay. Yeah. Anything else? Okay. Okay, so we created this one that is Tata profile. So I'll just copy this and I'll attach there for the responsibility. Okay, this is April 2019. I think this is the one that we created yesterday. So what I will do, I'll just copy this and I'll attach to the user. Okay, so if I want to query, instead of going here and searching, so there is an shortcut for this. So we will press F11. So the moment we press F11, this column will be freezed. So we will say Control V to paste it, and then we will say Control F11. So this is our user basically. So what we will do is that we will just paste the responsibility that we saw in the earlier setup. I'm just pasting this, and I'll say from 1st Jan 2021. Okay, so now we are done with creation of, attaching the responsibility to the user. So now we will be able to see this particular responsibility. So what I'll do, I'll say Tata. So I'm saying Tata General Ledger Super User. So the next setup is to create the profile options for this responsibility. So the navigation is profile system. So here, if you see, we have different parameters. So we have site. So site is nothing but for this as a whole. So it is not dependent on what you call the responsibility. So this is for the entire application as a whole. So wherever I see, I'll see this particular option. If I have not given any ledger name, so this is what I'll be seeing there. So now I want to give my own this thing. So that I want to give for particular responsibility, not for the site. So what I'll do is that I'll say Tata, and I'll select the ledger name. Okay, so now we have selected the what do you call the ledger name for the responsibility. So if I log in with this responsibility, now I should be able to see this ledger name. Okay. So apart from that, if you see, we have server and the responsibility and the user level access, all those things. So the reason I'm not seeing the user and the other things is that I did not select this option. So if I have selected user, I'll see there. Similarly, if I have selected server, I'll see there. So let's say I'm selecting the user. So what I'll do is that I'll give the username of this particular user. Okay. So now we can see that user is R12 GL. So for this user, so this is the access that has been rendered. So that is Tata PL ledger. Okay. So similarly, we will give our we will assign the data access set as well. Okay. So I'll be giving the same data access set, that is Tata PL. Okay, so we have given these two things. So one is that what do you call the GL ledger name and the data access set. Okay. So now let's try one thing, that is to create the manual JV. So we are done with our basic these things, whatever we left out yesterday. So we will start with today's topic. So we will take our responsibility. Okay, so we will check whether this is reflecting correctly.
Once again, you say, so once again, you say, tell me how
Sorry,
to open this window.
how to come to this window.
Ah,
Okay, so this is the option. So you see the black one, right? So this is the switch responsibility option.
okay.
So let's say we were there in the system administrator. So from here, if I want to navigate to the new responsibility that I have created, so what I will do is that I'll say switch responsibility, and
Ah,
from here I know the responsibility that I have created. So mine is Tata General Ledger. So I'll say Tata. So here I can see it is Tata General Ledger Super User. Okay. So now
Oh,
what I will do is that to check whether the profile option that I have attached is working correctly. So I'll say journals. Under journals, I'll click enter. Okay. So this will show kind of an query window wherein we can either query any particular journal entry, or if I want to create a new journal, so I can create it from here. So now let me create a new journal entry. Probably after that we will see what are the options or what are the parameters that has been given by Oracle. If at all I want to query any particular entry for the reconciliation or any other purpose. Okay. So let me create a new journal. I'll click new journal. Yeah. So here we can see that ledger name has came automatically as Tata PL. Okay. So let me query this. Okay, the period is not open, so that is why it is given an alert message stating that the transaction, whatever we are trying to make, will go into exception because the period is not open. So we'll be able to only enter the transaction because the future enterable period that we gave is only one. Okay, so that's what. So let's try to open the period, and then probably we will create one manual journal. Okay, so the navigation is we will click setup, and from here we will have open or close. We will click this. So here we have option to query or open it directly. So let me query this and I'll open the first period. So the ledger which we wanted to open is Tata PL. So it has been picked up automatically based on the profile option that we have given. So if you see here, so if I have given two, three ledgers to this particular user, so this will show me list of value. So since I have restricted it to only one ledger, so it will not give an option to select it from the list. It will say this is the only option available. Okay. And then we have the status. So whether I want to see the closed period or future entry, or I want to see what is this open period that is being kept open. So I can see anything. Okay. So in the closure of the period, so basically we have two things. So one is the soft closure and the other one is hard closure. So what is the difference between soft closure and the hard closure? So soft closure is something that I can reopen at any point of time because I might have the reconciliation issues and the other things. Probably I might not completed my auditing, or I might have thought that the auditing might not need this period to be open, so I might have closed. So this we call as an closed period closure. I mean soft closure. And the other one that we have is that I will not be able to open it. So this is permanently closed option. So wherein I'll not be able to open this particular period. So once it is closed, that is permanently closed. So that's it. I'll not be able to make any changes to this particular period. So that is the difference. Okay. And then I have open. So open is nothing but the opening of the period. And then I have future enterable. So future enterable is the future wherein I'll be able to enter the journal entries, but I'll not be able to post it. So we gave this as one, which means now let's say I'm into month of May. So I'll be able to enter this transaction, that is journal entry, for the month of June, but I'll not be able to post any such transaction. So when I can post transactions pertaining to June is only on the month of June. Okay. So that's what about it. So let's give any, and I don't want to filter it with any period or any financial year. So let me say find. Okay. So since we have not opened our first period, so it is saying that open. So I'll say open. So this will trigger a concurrent program. So this will open the period. So let's check whether this program has run with success status. Okay, so let this program run. So meanwhile, probably we will see the other options. What is there while running this program? So here we have a few options. Okay, so if at all I want to search for any particular what do you call the report. So what I will do is that I'll go here in view. I have request. So under request, I'll click yeah. Under request, I can search by all, which means I'll just click find. So I'll not give anything here. So let's say I want to search any specific request ID. So I know my request ID and I wanted to see only that particular detail. What I will do is that I'll give specific request, and here I have multiple parameters. So if I know the report name, I can give the name, or if I know the request ID, I can give this, or probably I know only the submitted date or the date of completion. So any of the parameters, I can give it here, and based on that, I can search this particular request ID. Okay. And the another option that I have is that till I mean this query that I wanted to search is for 7 days, 14 days, or how many days that I want to search. So I don't want to give more load to the system. So what I will do is that I will say 7. So 7 is a simple query. So it will fetch the records accordingly. But it's not limited only to 7. Any number we can give. Okay. And apart from that, we have the request in progress and the completed request. So anything based on our requirement, we can give these options. Okay. And then if I want to submit any new request, I can click submit a new request. And from here, I can select the particular program and I can run this. I mean, I can click submit and run this particular program. Okay. And then we have another thing called request set. So there is a difference between request and request set. So collection of report, we call it as request set, but whereas the request is a single program that is being triggered. Okay, so that's the difference. So apart from that, we have a few other options here as well. So we have refresh data. So the reason why we will do refresh data is that to change the status of this particular program from standby to this one. Let me check once why it is pending. Okay, I think the concurrent manager is inactive. Okay, so apart from this, we have a few other options. So let's say I don't want to what do you call submit new request again and again. So I wanted to have the copy option. So I'll say copy single request. So from here I can take the latest ran report names. So these are the reports that ran recently. So I can pick any one of it, or probably if I want to search by any name, I can search by name also. So I can just find it. So it will come in this particular field with the report name. So what I'll do is that I'll just click this and I'll say open, so that this particular report will be selected. Okay. So this is one thing, and apart from that, we have few other options here. So we can hold this particular request. Let's say I ran probably 10 or 20 programs. So system will not have a better performance. So what I will do is that I'll hold, let's say 9 out of 10 request, and I will process one, and then I will release another one, and then I'll process accordingly. I'll process for everything. Okay. So that is the feature of having the hold request. Then we have cancel request. So cancel request is something that by mistake I ran this report. So I want to cancel this particular report. So I'll say cancel request. Okay. And then I have view details. So view details is kind of an audit log wherein I'll be able to identify who ran, by what time they ran, by what date they ran. All those informations I can see from here. So including the parameters that I used. Okay. Yeah, then I have the rerun request. So let's say I want to rerun it, so I'll be able to do it that as well. And then we have output. So probably after this program is done, so we will try to view the output. And then we have the diagnostics. Okay. So diagnostics will tell us whether there are any exceptions or anything has been reported. So we'll be able to check it from here. Okay, I think this concurrent program has to be reprocessed. Let me check once. Okay, I think this concurrent program is not attached to me, so the other guy has to check this one. Uh, Give me a minute. Okay, since this program is not complete, will not be able to close this one, I think. But this needs to be checked with DBA. So, okay, we'll connect tomorrow. Hello, hello.
I,
Yeah, actually, there is an this thing. This went on hold. Actually, the concurrent program, which needs to be checked with DBA. So let me check and clear this one tonight, and tomorrow morning we will have the class.
yes.
Okay, fine, no problem,
What
right?
time tomorrow, sir?
We'll have the same time, similar to yesterday, like 11.
11 p.m. AM.
Yeah, 11. I'll post this one. So the topics today we plan to cover will be covered tomorrow.
My question was, sir, one,
Yeah.
how to practice for this application daily?
How to practice this application?
Yes.
Yeah, you can open the navigation I shown, right? So just try this
Can you
option.
say me, sir? Can you say me once again, sir?
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure. I'll send it once again. I'll share it again. Okay, so you can check and let me know if you are facing any issue. So probably I'll assist you.
No, sir. My question was, how to practice for this application daily? Because new notes or any notes and
No, anytime you can access. You don't have anything. So only thing is that you need to have the internet access. So you can access it anytime.
okay. Sir, can I talk to you in Hindi?
मतलब उतना नहीं आते थोड़ा थोड़ा मालूम है ऐसा
नेक्स्ट मैं कहना चाहता था कि मैं इस एप्लीकेशन की डेली प्रैक्टिस कैसे कर सकता
डेली कर सकते हैं कोई बात नहीं है
हूँ तो कैसे कर सकते हैं लेकिन प्रैक्टिस कैसे करना पड़ेगा
प्रैक्टिस करना पड़ेगा जरूर है नहीं मतलब कोई इश्यू आ रहा है क्या है मतलब समझने पर
नहीं सर मैं ये कहना चाहता था कि वो मैं एक्सरसाइज करना चाहता हूँ एप्लीकेशन की तो वो कैसे करें
मतलब अब स्क्रीन का शेयर कर सकते
क्या
हाँ स्क्रीन शेयर कर दीजिए मैं देख लेता हूँ
कैन यू सी सर माय स्क्रीन
not yet actually probably it is loading
हेलो
you can click this on share screen and you can share your screen
first of all I have opened this window
okay okay yeah
open what
yeah now you should open this Firefox no Google Chrome it will not work out actually so there is an compatibility issue so you can download this one what do you call
नहीं सर हाँ हाँ नहीं सर you can share me your screen and how to open
mm, that's what okay 1 minute Okay, so this will be my plain screen. So wherein I wanted to open my application. So what I'll
Yes, sir.
do is that I'll copy my link and I'll paste it here.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now I have pasted the link. Okay, so now it is asking for the username and password. Since just now I
Yes, sir.
logged in and I did not log out, it
Yes,
is,
sir. Uh,
yeah. So I'll just give the password. Okay, so now I have
yes,
logged into application. Okay, so now I'll click this navigator button. So you can see
yes, sir. Yes.
yeah, kind of on clock.
Yes, sir.
So now I'll select general ledger. So here we have general ledger. I will select this. So this will extend
Vision of it.
like this. And from here, I will select journals. And here I will select
Yes, sir.
enter. So this will open
Yes.
another screen like this. Okay, so this will open this Java
Oh,
page.
oh, wait. Yes, sir.
Okay, so this Java page will open something like this. And from here,
Yes.
we can switch the responsibilities. Okay.
Oh. And then after this, like the open, like
Sorry.
then after the last process, looking at this type of.
Okay, just try this. If you're getting any issue, probably we can check and we can resolve that. Yeah, fine.
Oh yeah, fine, sir.
Yeah, so just check this. Let me know if you're having any issue with opening this forms.
Why, sir? Yes, sir. What, sir?
No, I'm saying just try to open and let me know if you have any issue with opening up the login or any form or anything.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. It cannot
Sorry, your voice is breaking.
सर एप्लीकेशन ओपन नहीं हो रहा है
ओपन नहीं हो रहा मतलब लॉगिन पेज नहीं आ रहे.
हाँ हाँ चलेगा सर कोई बात
ठीक है.
सर मैं कहना चाहता था ये एप्लीकेशन आप ऑनलाइन आप यूज कर सकते हैं क्या ऑफलाइन यूज कर सकते हैं
ऑफलाइन नहीं कर सकते, ये ऑनलाइन में ही काम करते.
सर लेकिन वो एप्लीकेशन का आप जब प्रैक्टिस करेंगे सपोज एग्जाम्पल जब प्रैक्टिस करने पड़ेंगे कहाँ करना चाहेंगे लेकिन वो कहाँ करना पड़ेगा
मतलब वो इंटरनेट होना है वो.
नहीं सर नहीं ये
हम्म.
क्लास बाद में या इसकी प्रैक्टिस कहाँ कर सकता हूँ, लेकिन मुझे डेली पे वो एक्सरसाइज कहाँ कर सकता हूँ, वो लोग डेली वर्क कहाँ कर सकता हूँ।
आपका लाइन कट हो रहा है, दोबारा बोलिए।
हाँ सर, ये एप्लीकेशन का जब मैंने पूरा पढ़ने के बाद वो मैं कहाँ पे बोले तो फिर भी कौन से ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में काम कर सकता हूँ।
कौन सा ऑर्गेनाइजेशन मतलब?
वो तो मैं विच कंपनी है वर्क और।
I mean, you're asking me like which company I worked for.
हाँ सर।
I actually worked for multiple actually. So currently I'm situated in this one, Infosys. So before this, I was there in a startup company in Hyderabad called Railway Rebel, and earlier to that I was with this one Capgemini, that is also in Hyderabad. And before that, again, that was a startup company that is based out in Delhi, Noida actually. So I was there for 6 months, and earlier to that, I was there in Saudi for some time. So that is with IBM. So it is kind of an on-site actually. So before that, I was there in Chennai for almost 3 years. So this is the travel actually.
Okay sir, today's dinner for
Sorry,
today's dinner for sir.
today?
Today dinner for sir. ये आज की इतना ही बस है क्या?
Sorry, your voice is breaking actually.
Sir, today is have enough for, because you see, your screen does not see to me.
Uh, I couldn't understand correctly. Actually. I'm hearing today, and after that, it is breaking.
Oh, okay sir.
Okay, maybe we'll connect tomorrow.
Okay sir, no problem.
Yeah, so we'll connect tomorrow morning 11.
Okay sir, no problem.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for joining.
Bye sir.
Bye.